it's a frequency in use multiple times, and call CQ, and if it is, and somebody comes back, you politely wait your turn for the frequency to be open. Anyway, good stuff. You're sounding good in here, Bob. Here, I was up on 10 meters on the flex, and I was listening to a lot of South America coming in right now. The band's wide open up there, but just couldn't get the muster up the drive to tune the amplifier up there and make a couple of contacts, but I decided to come down here and play a little AM, so I switched over to the little vintage setup using a SP600 for the receiver. I love that receiver. I haven't National NC173 that I haven't turned on in months after I got this one restored, because it's just so much better than a lot of these consumer grade receivers. It's a phenomenal rig. And then the transmitter, using a little homebrew 20-25 watt transmitter built back in 2017. It's a pair of 6L6s AV1 plate modulating 6146, and then that drives the SB221 to around 180, 190 carrier, and that's into a 40 meter full wavelength delta loop, 450 ohm ladder line fed, and the matching is done by a homebrew balanced L network tuner that I got in a while ago down in Florida. Hey, I can use that. I like it. I should use it on my flex, and they can tune that delta loop to any frequency across the whole 40 meter spectrum. So I do a Mars, Army Mars as well, so you got to work out of the band a lot, and I have not found a frequency across the HS spectrum that this little homebrew balanced L network tuner can't match. Of course, it's all manual, so it's not the auto tuner approach, but it gets the job done anyway. Good stuff. Beautiful morning here. It was in the I think 25 this morning. Not hot in the sky, but we're expecting snow here, and single digit and potentially negative numbers here in Spring Hill, Central Tennessee, or Middle Tennessee, how they call it. Which is that happened last year, and it killed all of our landscaping. And I put additional landscaping out there during the summer, fearing that this was going to happen again. And I think if I'm not very careful tonight and tomorrow night and Wednesday and Tuesday as well, it's going to be cold for quite a few days. So we're going to lose these guys again. We're going to get some snow. I'm watching 3 to 4 inches in certain areas. I doubt that'll happen here, but that's a big deal for Tennessee, Bob. So back to K9 EID W4GON.
Well, get set. We're going to send it to me. This is K9EID. Yeah, it was just great here the last, all the way up to last week. It's been wonderful. Our December had some 60 degrees in it, and we've just really lucked out. November, December's great. But the Mack truck come through here yesterday. Flatlined with, what is it today? Let's see, it's supposed to be, it's 19 degrees right now, but it was down pretty close to zero last night, and it's going to get colder the next 2 or 3 days, so, it's coming from Kansas to us, so I guess it's going to end up your way. I hope it misses you, but I'm going to slow it. But, it's a winter. Well, he's down there where they don't care about this stuff, but you know what? My sister lives in Tampa, and she thought it was cryogenics. So I have to put on socks. Isn't that too bad? Oh, gosh. Yeah, I just got a flaming 02. I like the one that said I didn't work. I've been on AM since 1956. What are you talking about? Nothing to do that. Climb down my path. That's all right. I can handle that. Yep. But I'm not sure this is about it. It's just a foundation of it. do it, man. I'm tuners, I guess because I'm an old guy. I got one, but I got the Kentech tuner, but I don't, it's in line, but I never really use it. And the antennas are flat. And here on 40, it's good from about 7,200 up. I rarely go below it, and then it's not that bad, so I'm really happy about that. And the 75-meter antenna's up about 70 feet, and it's absolutely flat at 3,900, so it's good. I've been down working on, unbeknownst to most, I've been working down at 3725 and so on down in there. Nice. And a lot of sidebanders are taken up from around 3885. At night, you can't find a hole to get into. You know, one of them is around 3870 all night. And not moving, I guess. So, that's okay. I got a VFO or two or three. Oh, that's great. Well, yeah, your station sounds good. Maybe I'll get up there and move the other console and fire up whatever. I love my Harvey Wells stuff that I've had since 1956, and it still works beautifully. I drive a 922 with it. Here I'm driving another 922. I love those 3500s, and I really like the it's great. This one I've had, oh gosh, all around. I work for Icon Station. I design equalizers and all this stuff, so I have the latest and greatest. The modulator is really good. Williamson feedback circuit. I drive the grids directly with a 52080 symmetrics. So that all works good, but I'll be over there and put it on for you maybe after a while. Sure good to hear you, though. Very, very nice signal from Tennessee. 74GR from K9EID.
All right, Bob. K9EID from W4GON. Good stuff. Yeah, I wish I had as much room as you have. I've looked at your QRZ page and some of your toys in your collection there. I just have this L desk that doubles as my computer desk. The one alongside of it is where I have my gear, and I got stuff. I got the SB600 spilling over the side here onto a little metal shelf, unit there that I use for when I'm restoring something or working on something. When I'm not, I put it back in the attic so my wife doesn't, yell at me too much. It's been out for close to a year, well, at least a year now, because I haven't gotten a cabinet. You know how these SB600s, 99% of them don't have a cabinet, so you got to figure out how to do that. So I'm going to end up getting one of those audio with cabinets for amplifier like concerts and stuff. You can get them on Amazon, reasonably priced. I need to put the homebrew on top of it, so because then I got to go. I got to blow up here. I don't have enough room to go horizontal here. So that's the story there. I'd love to have more toys to play around with, but this is okay. It works, and it's somewhat compact. My wife would much like it to be a 7300 and maybe an auto tuner sitting on top of it, and no amplifier or anything, and that's it. And the antenna be one of those weird little antennas that looks like a TV antenna. I forget what they're called. They're very strange looking. It's been a long time since I look at them, but something that looks like a HD TV antenna. She would prefer me to not be in the hobby at all, actually, but I suspect I'm not the only one in that boat. But you have to deal with it because this is my lifelong hobby. I love it. As a kid, around 12 years old, I got the bug with one of those old Radio Shack kits, VHF kits that you built with, made out of cardboard. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. That started my my journey into radio, and then CB radio, since nobody in my family was into ham. So us guys that don't have that, like an old Elmer, to get you in correctly, we have to go through the CB route. But hey, that's okay. Then I got my ham ticket and history from there. And yeah, it's funny you mentioned some of the characters, some of the comments on that QRZ article. I was like thinking to myself, do you realize who you're talking to? One of the legends? Okay. But anyway, I was just cracking up with some of the comments on that. Anywho, we got a lot of new ham operators, and we got to understand that there's a ton of them that are coming in via prepping and whatnot. I have no clue what we're talking about. Don't even know what tube radios are, how they work, or anything. So anyway, and your Yagi array that you have in your QRZ pitch, I think I've asked you about that massive array you have there for, I think back in the 50s. You're hanging off of that thing, and it's like I've never seen anything like that. What in the world was that for? That wasn't for EME, obviously, but I'm sure you could have used it for that if you pointed it up. I'm just curious what was behind that project there, because it's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I don't know how many Yagis you have, probably 20-something Yagis stacked or something there. Cool stuff. Back to you there, Bob. K9EID W4GON.
It's your brother-in-law.
Oh no, that's Sid. That's Sid down on 7290, up in Massillon, Ohio, with all the amazing vintage gear, from the 30s and 20s.
It was real weak there. Yeah, signals are, 40-meter signals are up and down a little bit. Yeah, golly. Yeah, well, in 1958, I was real fortunate to meet up with the engineer of CBS KMOX radio on the air on 6 meters. And he had been working on building a single sideband rig, and of course single sideband on 6 meters wasn't even heard of hardly. And so he helped me to build a 6-meter sideband transmitter. And I got a call in 1959 from Bob Drake, and he said, we'd like for you to visit our club meeting. We do it once a year, and we want to hear about your 6-meter sideband transmitter. But I was I had 110-foot Roan, 36-foot long Telerex 11-element on 6, 15 elements on 2, and I had gracious parents that allowed me to do all that. So I went to Dayton. It was held in those days. It was in the Biltmore Hotel downtown Dayton. And while I was there, I did my presentation and show them how I do this and that and so on. And the J-Beam company from England was there. And they said, we're looking for somebody that can help us. And we said, there's a lot of power. I was built up a Johnson 6 and 2 Thunderbolts. So I was pretty serious on 6 meters. So they said, we got an antenna we want to check. I wonder if you'd like to do it. Yeah, why not? 128-element J-Beam. And of course I had only been in the hobby for a matter of 3 or 4 years. So the Motorola dealer close to me there in Marissa, Illinois, my hometown, I grew up. I was born in a hospital in St. Louis, but anyway, he helped me and a couple of other hams. We had great fun putting that up on a 50-foot Roan on a lot next to us, but that's what it was. And there's a little history with it. NASA, the 7 original astronauts would come to St. Louis occasionally because they were working across the road from where I was going to be working at a four-star restaurant in St. Louis to train how they were going to fly the capsule because the capsule was built at McDonald's. Boeing, maybe, I didn't know how many names, but anyway, they would come to dinner and enjoy the music, and I got to know all of that. And Alan Shepard was really a neat guy. He was from Sierra Leone and was with Nicholas. His father had an organ and a pipe organ, and so he knew pretty much what it was. I had built a pipe organ in that restaurant. But anyway, they used that's another big story, but just a lot of things went on with that antenna. But as a 128 element JB, so it was fun. Let me tell you, you fire up the 62 Thunderbolt. Oh yeah, people heard you. I wonder why.
Oh, it's fascinating, Bob. Thanks for the. I did not know that. Oh my gosh, you're just a wealth of knowledge and history there. So you knew all the astronauts, Shepard and those guys. Whew, that's cool, man. That's amazing stuff. And yeah, I bet you have a story or two. Yeah, we don't really have the time on the hopefully, but I would love to hear some more of those stories. I'm fascinated by that whole era with the space race and all that. And my son is too. It's funny, my son is learning how to play the piano, and he would love to play organ. His favorite instrument would be an organ, like a pipe organ, like the one that you're talking about. He's so busy with school and whatnot that he's not practicing as much as he would like to or could. But yeah, the pipe organs is something he's really into. And yeah, I'm looking at it's 128 element, 2 meter, 1960, and you're perched up there. That just looks amazing. So they used that like it sounds like NASA experimented with that array for something or another. Is that what you said there, Bob? K99DW4GO?
Well, the thing is that they had their early computers and they knew what the time delay was, but they wanted to check it for real. And so what they did is I have a phone patch. In fact, it's right here on my shelf. I never got rid of it because it's so historic to me. It was a Gonset phone patch. And I hooked it all up. Of course, it was hooked up to my station. That's what you did in those days. And it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. They called me, and they would send a tone. And I would put that in the transmitter, and they told me what coordinates and all that. And then they were listening back down in Houston with their big arrays and stuff. And that's all I know. They didn't disclose anything else, but I got a certificate they sent me in time. Yeah, it was really great. They signed the menu for me. I just love all that. Yeah, but I have stories galore. I have people wanting me to write a book. I probably should, but oh well. We'll see what happens. When I write things, I guess people really get into that. How many flamers can I have? But no. We're trying to be considerate. We're trying to be polite with each other. That was the gist of the article. And I actually talked to a guy the other day that was around when they did the gentleman's agreement. And I don't understand that. No, it wasn't anything that we would condone and all. That was just those words popped out the way they were. But yeah, that was a fun era. Still having some of that beer, but the Johnson 650 Thunderbolt, I said, oh, well, I should have kept it, Joel, man. That was a monster. It was really lovely. Hey,
Sid, K8JLY from W4GON. for Mr. Bob K9EID 7295 AM. Very good. Sid, I heard you down on 7290, but I was having a QSO up here, so I couldn't say hello. Glad you came up here. Curious what vintage transmitter and receiver you're using there. We talked before. I love that museum you have there under the the mill, right? Good stuff. And fine business, Bob, on all. Yeah, I think you should seriously consider a book just because of the knowledge and the history and the story that I first saving it. And I would definitely buy the book and read it, Bob. Just the NASA-related stuff is amazing stuff. I wish I lived during the first launches of the Apollo 5 to experience that just shock and awe. The biggest rocket ever built. I saw one of those. Because if you did, then that should definitely be in the book as well. But anyway, Bob, let me send it over to Mr. Sid, K8JLY, in Massillon, Ohio, I think it is. This is Joel, Juliet Oscar Alpha Lima, Joel, Spring Hill, Tennessee, W4 Journey. Go ahead, Sid.
Okay, Sid. K8JLY from K9EID. Yeah, a lot of QSB in there, but I got most of it put down into the noise for a couple of syllables. Please got it. I'm going to have to get out of here. I'm working on it. I have to have some things out and going here by noon, so I'm not retired. I still do all of it. Out of the mix for about a year. Got flatlined Christmas ago. The COVID will turned into some other stuff. I took care of it nuts, but I had a few months I couldn't do anything for a while. I couldn't do anything. Especially couldn't they gave me that stuff hoping to cure some spurs and cancer, but just flatlined me. But I got back, and now I'm about 95% back. Having fun once again. But yeah, I'm going to have to run and get this going, because they'll yell at me. Even though my name's on the front door. Oh, golly, sure nice to meet up with you, Joe and Sid. So I'll turn it back to you, Joe, and thanks a lot for this is K9EID 73.
Oh, you bet, Bob. Thank you for the QSO. Always enjoy them, and it's always a treat chatting with you. And thank goodness everything's cleared up there, and you're back in business there. Because I did hear something about it, and I was quite concerned there, so I'm glad to hear you on the air and sharing and enjoying the AM mode. I love it. Very good. Yeah, I'm going to step out here myself, just listen out. 7295 was clear a little bit ago. I felt like maybe getting my little AM fix for a bit. I think the time forum that's coming up, so here on this frequency. So I'll go back into the listening mode there. And Sid, yeah, you have 7290. Thanks for coming up here and saying hello. I'll be listening out. Yeah, the band is very unstable, up and down, but that's 40 meters in the middle of the day. So thanks again, Bob. Don't work too hard there, and we'll talk soon. K9EID 73s and Sid 73s. Thanks for the hello there. KAJLY. This is W4GON signing 73s.